Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So tonight I'm going to be doing a cook and clean with me video. I've been watching these a lot more often lately and I'm really enjoying them. They're a lot of fun. You can get new ideas for different recipes that you can incorporate into your family life and then get some cleaning motivation while you're at it. So I wanted to give these a try. We will see how it goes. It is challenging doing dinner around here. If you're new to my channel, my name is Amanda and I have 4 little kids, 7 down to just turned a year old, and my husband travels for work. So it's just me doing this for dinner and balancing the kids and getting dinner and all that together. It's kind of a crazy time in our home, but I do really enjoy these videos, so I wanted to give it a try and see how you guys like it. This is my very first one, and I'm really excited because today's video is also in collaboration with my younger sister. Her name is Katie, and she runs a food blog with my mom, Diane, and their food blog is Homemade Food Junkie. They have a YouTube channel by the same name, and they do a lot of different recipes. My mom's been running the blog for quite a while, so there are tons and tons of recipes on there. She shares family recipes and all sorts of different types of food, something for everybody on there. So I would love for you guys to head over and show them some support. Like I said, she's gonna be doing a cook and clean with me video. It should be a lot of fun. Let's get started. So tonight we are going to be cooking a variation of this recipe. I've cooked this recipe quite a few times actually, and I love it. One thing that I love is that you can play around with it based on what you have on hand, which is what's going to be happening tonight. I do have the recipe linked in the description box below for you guys. So we're gonna start with heating some oil in our skillet. I really prefer using avocado oil over any other oil. It's a high heat oil, so it's a lot better to use in this sort of situation. Then I'm gonna be adding some garlic. As you guys can see, I don't really measure, but who really needs to with garlic? The recipe calls for about 1 pound of shrimp. My shrimp is frozen, so I'm just putting it in the water to thaw. Then we're going to be doing 3/4 cup of bell peppers. I have red and yellow on hand. The recipe calls for green, just kind of your preference, whatever you guys choose or whatever you have on hand. So I'm getting these all diced up while the shrimp are thawing. So I'm actually going to be cooking up the shrimp first, and I like to season my shrimp with some Mrs. Dash and some salt and pepper. Really, with shrimp you don't have to do too much, so I'm getting that in the pan and then I'm going to season it up. And with shrimp you want to be careful that you don't overcook it, so I stay with it the entire time because it really doesn't take very long. It's usually about 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, but really until they become opaque in color, and then you want to remove them from the heat. So now that the shrimp is cooked through, I'm going to be removing it from the heat just so that it doesn't get overcooked, and then we'll add it in later on after everything else has had a chance to cook up. So now I'm going to be adding in the bell peppers and giving them a chance to cook, and while they are cooking I'm going to get our sausage going. This is another way that you can play around with this recipe, so you can use different forms of sausage. Every now and then my husband and I will make this dish and we will use a spicy sausage. There's actually a Cajun one that we love to use, but it's too spicy with the kids. So this is just a regular smoked pork and chicken sausage, but that is one way that you can add a lot of interesting flavor into this dish, is to use different forms of sausage. And about the time that the aroma starts wafting through the house, I usually have 1 or 2 kids in there asking when dinner's gonna be ready and what we're gonna be having. So then we're gonna add the sausage to the dish and give it a chance to warm all the way through. The final thing we're going to add is some chicken broth. The recipe calls for about 1/4 cup, and this is just to give it some liquid, and it also helps with the flavor. Then I cover it up and let everything come to a low boil. Next I'm going to be getting the asparagus ready. The recipe calls for zucchini, but I didn't have any on hand tonight, but I wanted there to be another veggie, and we did have asparagus on hand, so I'm going to be steaming that up. At this point, the dish had come to a low boil and it had really only been about 2 minutes. It didn't take very long at all. So I'm removing the lid and turning down the heat to give it a chance to cool off because I will be adding the shrimp. And now I'm going to be getting the asparagus steamed up. So now the shrimp is going back in, and this is just to give it a chance to warm back up and to bring all of the flavors together in the dish. Abby is underfoot, and she will be off and on through the rest of this video. This is a tough time of day. I think any mom can relate to that. This 4 or 5 o'clock hour, kids are cranky, they're ready for bed. She's trying to cut herself down to 1 nap a day, so she's really tough at the end of the day. But it's just as easy to have her in here as it is to gate her off in the rest of the house, because she doesn't like that, and I just have to listen to her yelling. So the dinner is now ready. Everything's heated through and the asparagus is done, and I'm going to be plating everything up. And I just wanted to mention to you guys, with this sort of a dinner, the kids are pretty hit and miss on it. I mean, this dinner, they love sausage and they're pretty good about shrimp, but the asparagus, you know, with all veggies, the kids are really hit and miss on it. So don't think that they eat things like this perfectly without whining all the time. We do struggle a lot, especially with the boys. But with our kids, we just want them to get as much of a variety in their diet as we can. And Abby is definitely ready for her dinner. And then as long as they try the food and eat as much of it as we can get them to eat, that's all we ask. There is a rule in our house, though. After dinner, they don't eat anymore. So they know that if they don't eat their dinner, that's going to be it for the rest of the night. And that's a choice that's up to them. But don't feel like they eat like this all the time, you guys. They definitely don't. So with this dish, I really like to top it with Parmesan cheese, and then it's ready to go. I really love how quick it is. You guys can see it's really simple to bring together, and then the fact that you can play around with it and change it up, it's such a great dish to incorporate. All right, so dinner is done and I'm getting started on the cleanup. There were some leftovers, so I'm setting those aside, and Avalie is actually going to have those for lunch tomorrow. She really enjoyed this dinner, so it was a success with her, which is great. But like I said, the kids really enjoy sausage, and shrimp is usually a big hit with them. The asparagus didn't all get eaten, but I wasn't too surprised by that.
Still got your lips on paper in the trash. I never knew love could be so sweet. I never knew it would sting. I never knew love like this would.
So the dishwasher is ready to run, and I'm going to be hand washing the rest of these dishes. Sometimes I will put the larger dishes in the dishwasher if there's room, but usually I just hand wash them. And Abby has about 5 minutes or so, and then I'm going to start getting her ready for bed. We have child locks on a lot of these cupboards, but not all of them. Some of them just have, like, you know, some pots and pans and mixing bowls in them. So she's used to being able to get into some of them and really frustrated when she can't get into others.
I can't believe it's already over. Too late to talk and fix whatever's.
Okay, so it is about 6 o'clock, and I just got Abby all settled into bed. She went down a little bit earlier tonight, but like I said, she's trying to cut herself down to 1 nap, so she can't make it very late into the day. The stovetop isn't horrible, but as you can see, there are splatters from the dinner, so I'm just using a damp towel. It was the towel that the dishes were drying on, so it's fairly damp, and then some of the Method all-surface spray to wipe everything down. And then the rest of the countertops as well. That's another thing that I really love about this dinner, is it doesn't make a huge mess. It is so great that it was just one skillet. So it's really not that bad cleaning up after it, which is so helpful, especially when I'm on my own during dinner and for bedtime.
Sure you realize fixed up for us. Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love?
Next, I'm hitting the table. Usually the kids only eat dinner here. We have our stools over at the little peninsula countertop area, and that's where they eat pretty much every other time of the day. So the table, usually I just have to get this at night and then add this little high chair. This is the Stoke Trip Trap. I love this high chair. It's probably one of my favorite accessories we've had for our kids. It's so easy to clean up.
Oh, Emily.
One thing that I cannot go to bed until I've completed are wiping down the countertops. I find it so satisfying. It's probably one of the things that I enjoy doing as far as cleaning goes. It's just really relaxing, and I love having fresh, clean surfaces. And then these stools, like I said, the kids eat pretty much every meal on here, so I have to get to them a lot. I do usually run a load of dish towels and dish rags at night, so I'm getting those going. I just set it to the smallest load and get those washed, and then they're ready for the next morning, and then they're not in the way of all of our regular laundry for the next day. The floors are the final thing. I had vacuumed these earlier in the day. If you guys have watched my videos before, you know that I usually vacuum and sweep multiple times throughout the day. So at night, unless I haven't a chance to get to it, it's usually just going through and spot vacuuming, getting whatever was dropped in the later part of the day. And sometimes I will mop later in the evening, but it really wasn't too bad today. We were actually in and out of the house quite a bit today, so we weren't here to make a mess. But that's going to be it today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my sister's video. You guys are going to enjoy getting to know them, and I would appreciate your support on their channel so much. Let me know in the comments how you enjoyed this video from me, and I will see you guys with the next one.